Greetings, Earthlings Web. I am PatRex11, review of the good, the bad, and the underrated. Well, since the Teen Titans Judas Contract movie is coming out pretty soon, it only figures that I should review the story arc from the original Teen Titans show with Terra in it. Even if it's one of the areas of the show where my feelings are slightly more mixed than usual.
As much as I love Teen Titans, I dedicated 2 reviews and a lot of my heroes and villains countdowns to expressing that, I feel that it's foolish to ignore the failings of your favourite shows, as well as the triumphs of some lesser shows, hence why I like to keep my reviews balanced. Whether I'm successful with that is up for debate. So in this spirit, not only will I review a good Teen Titans Go episode, as soon as I find one, may take me a while, as well as Justice League vs Teen Titans and the Judas Contract, if you guys want me to, I'm also reviewing what I consider to be one of the weakest parts of the original show. After an excellent first season, the Titans writers decided to jump straight into one of the most popular story arcs from the comics for the second season, adapting the Judas Contract. I admit I haven't read the original comic, but since I've loved what I've read so far of Marv Wolfman and George Perez's New Teen Titans, which inspired quite a lot of the show, and it has a reputation of being one of the best comic storylines ever, I'm definitely going to pick it up if I ever see it at a good price.
So how could adapting what's said to be one of the greatest DC comic storylines of all time fall flat? Well, I could review Batman v Superman to prove that point, but as I don't want to be put in a coma from sheer boredom for 50 years, let's take a look at the Teen Titans Season 2 story arc, starting with Terra.
This episode starts with the titular Terra, voiced by Ashley Johnson, fighting a giant scorpion on the outskirts of the city. Well, as far as character intros go, killing a giant scorpion's pretty damn good.
Who is she?
Well, considering her powers are related to the Earth, and the episode's name is called Terra, which is the Latin word for Earth, I'm gonna say she's called Bridget.
But
Don't get too attached, my young friend. I saw her first.
first off, I need to say that while I have problems with how Terra is written later, I can't say anything bad about Ashley Johnson's performance. You guys may also know her as Ellie from The Last of Us, Gwen from Ben 10, and that waitress Captain America saved in The Avengers, so she's pretty awesome, and she does a great job in this, being enjoyably sassy and believably badass, but also vulnerable when it's needed. Kind of a shame there aren't any organic transitions between those moods, but that I'll save my criticisms of that for later.
I'm Terra.
Yeah, there it is! There it is!
Dude, he's hilarious. Hilarious? Me?
Aw, Beast Boy came out of his shell.
Where do you come from? How did you get here? What is your favorite color? Do you wish to be my friend? Earth, walked, red, and sure. Hello, new friend!
I guess Starfire subscribes to the Brony school of friend making. Meet a random stranger and go, can we be friends? Terra's dragged to Titan's Tower while Robin's plot sense is tingling.
Something just doesn't feel right.
Like our main villain's watching us and someday Terra's gonna betray us. Nah.
And I guess Terra subscribes to the anime protagonist school of dining.
Well, she seems
One-dimensional?
comfortable.
That too.
Beast Boy and Starfire want her to stay, even though she's just a random person they met in the wasteland, while Raven and Robin say to wait. Rightly, I might add. I know I'm a cynical twit, but they barely know Terra, so they should get to know her before letting her join the team.
Oh, that's what I need to skim correctly. Earthbending! Oh, look, an online survey. How incredibly convenient. Just take it for a few minutes.
A few moments later.
Damn it! I'm a waterbender! All I control is an element that you can find basically anywhere, has unbelievable adaptability, and that I can use to control people. What a rubbish element!
Beast Boy and Terra get a nice scene together, but Terra says she has to go because... Oh
yeah, nice timing for that to come up at the complete wrong time.
Promise you won't tell anybody. Ever.
Sure.
Swear it!
Yes, your potentially dangerous powers should definitely be kept from the Titans. It's not like they could get potentially hurt from it, or that possibly through practice or training or research they could help you control your powers. Oh wait!
Give the Titans enough time and I'm sure they'd find a way, but with an evil mastermind looming over you who takes advantage over any little weaknesses enemies have, the plot says she has to keep her problems away from them. Terra then does really well. But the Titans have to move out as Slade is attacking a mine with his inexplicably large robot army. Seriously, does he get them on loan from Doctor Doom? A cool fight ensues as the robots actually put up a decent fight, but still get wrecked after a while. Still better than your average mechanical mook, but Terra causes a cave-in, getting separated from the others, and it's Slade's hourly break-a-by talking session.
At least you and I are finally getting a chance to talk.
Wow, you actually thought I was going to talk, even with my staff out. I think I'll try with Robin again.
Impressive. Unless, of course, you were aiming for me.
This moment with Slade is, like many others he has, so creepy. The longer this scene goes on, the more and more you see him wear down Terra's confident facade, and there are some pretty sketchy implications in there.
I know everything about you. I've been watching you for some time.
Yeah, hello. I'd like to place an order for Miss, Terra. Yeah, a whistle, some pepper spray, and a decent pair of running shoes, please. I want a couple of extra brain cells. That'd really help.
I can help you, child.
You can?
Really? You're actually considering an offer from Slade? You're trusting Slade! Freaking Slade!
I may think he's awesome, but other than Palmer's performance, subtlety isn't his forte. He may as well wear armor with "I'm evil" written on it. I know she doesn't entirely trust him, but the fact that she's even considering it is just stupid. And even if not telling the other Titans about her powers was even dumber than considering Slade's offer, his speech to her is pretty badass and creepy.
Everywhere you go, you try to do good. And everywhere you fail. I can teach you to shine.
But my friends told me you're...
You don't really believe they're your friends, do you, Terra?
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
Not listening. Not listening.
Don't lose control!
Now, Terra, how can you lose something you never had?
Oh! 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 Even one season before he got fire powers, he could hand out the sick burns!
Hey, Davey, you like the sick burn? Did you like the sick burn? You think Slade can do the sick burn? Where are you going? You're scared by the sick burn?
Oh, this shit. I'm out of here. And admittedly, the scene where Beast Boy manages to calm Terra down and bring her to her senses is incredibly touching, but Avatar much?
Yeah, but who can blame him for ripping off the greatest animated show ever? What? This came out a year before Avatar? And 2 years before the clip I referenced? Huh.
It's also great to see the Titans offer membership to Terra, but...
I know you have trouble controlling your powers, and we can help.
You told him?
I didn't.
You promised. You lied to me.
What? You've got to be freaking kidding me.
Earthquakes and rock slides are pretty easy to notice, especially in such a small area as that mine, and Robin was trained by the world's greatest detective, so, as he says later...
I just figured it out.
You lied to me! You lied!
You lie!
And she runs away like a stupid, while the episode ends with Slade stalking her some more.
Because no matter where you go, every step brings you closer to me.
Stranger danger, stranger danger.
So that was Terra. Oi, oi, oi.
This is a story that succeeds in many ways, but in the biggest area it should have got right, it completely drops the ball. The Titans' characterization is on point, and all of them get moments to shine, with the exception of Cyborg, who's just kind of there. The fight scenes are awesome, the Titans' interaction with Terra feel fitting, especially her and Beast Boy's cute moments together, Starfire's enthusiasm, and Robin subtly growing warmer to her. And Slade remains an exceptional villain. His manipulation of and speeches to Terra are just so armor-piercing and perfect, just as cunning and ruthless as in last season's arc. However, everything falls apart since Terra herself is so poorly written. Well, maybe not quite bad, but definitely inconsistent, as you never get a good feel for her character and personality, and this is the episode that's supposed to establish her in the eyes of the audience as a likeable and sympathetic character, but to me at least, she just seems bipolar. At the beginning, she's confident, then in the middle, she's vulnerable, and at the end, she's a reactionary. This might have worked if there were any kind of transition between those moods, but she just kind of switches between them at the drop of a hat. As I said earlier, Johnson does well, but even she can't make Terra's multiple personality to sort of feel fluid. Honestly, I think this episode should have been split in two, with part 1 introducing her as confident, but having some scenes alone with Beast Boy where that persona gradually breaks down to the more nervous one. And maybe half of the practice scene be interrupted by robbery by, say, Mumbo, because I like him. And despite some fear of her powers, she's key to defeating him. Heck, we even see that in a flashback during the finale, so why not have it as an actual plot point? Then in part 2, she does well in practice and have some more interactions with all the Titans to have them actually have a decent friendship between them all before they go after Slade. Keep the scene between them in the mine the same, cause that was excellent. And throughout the 2 episodes, have Robin give some knowing looks and the occasional to show he sees Terra's nervousness about her powers. Also make Terra's leaving more nervous and a little longer rather than jarringly sudden. Or at least it so she can be a full-time Titan. Unfortunately, the appearances Terra gets afterwards don't really fix her lack of personality and underdeveloped relationship with the Titans, but I'll save my criticisms of those for later. It's sad because the character has so much potential. A lost girl with great power but constantly unable to control it and desperately trying to hide it from her only friends. She should be gift-wrapped as a sympathetic character. But for me personally, her inconsistency and idiocy stop her from being likeable or relatable. So overall, this was one of the most frustrating episodes and later arcs of a good show I've ever seen. It gets so close but misses the mark in the most important way possible.
Will it start getting any better with the episodes to come? Join me next time when I review Titan Rising. I am Parix11. Thank you for watching.
Brucia la terra mia, brucia lume coni. Chi siti d'acqua, i giai, ussiti d'amore.